Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm great, Melaine. What are we going to do today?
Jennifer, we're going to explore the wonderful world of forms and applications. The good news is Agency Systems has all the published ACORD forms. Aren't you excited about that one?
Oh, so excited.
Let me show you how you would configure or hide unwanted forms, okay? You just click on any client, any policy. You create a form, and then you just choose number 1. And I know that sounds strange, doesn't it? But you just choose number 1, ACORD number 1, the property loss notice, because you're going in here, and it's really to access this menu. This menu, this other, and you go all the way down to what we call configure forms. It brings up the entire list again, and you simply just hide the ones that you don't need for your agency. So you can see that some of these are hidden. You just highlight the one you want to hide, go down here to configure forms, uncheck this box, and say OK, and move to the next one. This will take you about 20 minutes. But the good news is, when you're finished and you close this item and you close, don't save here because that would save that form to this policy. The good news is about 20 minutes and you've hidden all the forms for all the other states, and you don't have to deal with all those other published ACORD forms. That's good news, isn't it?
That's great news.
Jennifer, with that said, we can create forms after we create the policy through Policy Express. You can create an item and you create a form. Now, this menu item doesn't have a place to put your cursor. The programmer just made it so simple, it's nearly too easy. So, Jennifer, what you do is you just type in the number of the form. And I know what you're going to say. You say, well, Melaine, I don't know the numbers. Well, just type in whatever it is. And you can see that it searches either by words or by the number of the ACORD form. Isn't that nice? After you create your forms, you can view existing items and find the forms that you've created. Now, you can see on this one I have a certificate of insurance. And by the way, we have a whole separate video on certificates. But we can also see here is the 137, so I'm just going to open up this commercial auto so I can show you how to add another form very easily. Well, we can add a form. Here's that same menu again. Now this time I need to find the business auto policy, the 127. So the 127 is what I would add to this. And we have interaction or integration with the basic screen on the drivers and so forth. So it just brings up the drivers that are on that basic list. If I needed to add a new driver, I could just click on New and add the new driver right here. Okay, let's say that this is driver number 3. Okay, so we've got all 3 checked, and we just say OK. Oh dear, I made a mistake, didn't I? I forgot the Social Security number and the driver's license. Well, I don't want to go back through here, although I could. All I have to do is to right-click and edit the field for this driver. All I have to do is input the driver's information, and while I'm in here, I'm going to put her state and so forth. So when I save it, it now puts the information right there for me. Isn't that easy?
That's so cool.
So let's say that we needed to put years of experience. You just put your cursor right there and edit the field. The system takes you right to the field where you need to edit that. it not only puts the years of experience, it puts the years that it was licensed. That is such a nice, handy feature if your underwriters require that information. So you see that there's interaction between some of the forms and the basic screens like drivers, vehicles, property, and equipment. All of these are interactive with certain Accord forms. The equipment is the Accord 146, and of course the vehicles are the 127 and the 129. The property is typically the 140. Okay, there are other kinds of forms also, like change request. So if you created a form and you wanted a change request, we have several options. Of course, this is a commercial account, and we can say that this is a commercial policy change request. I'm going to show you this one, and then I'm going to show you this generic change request. We just say OK. Down here, we have that same interaction between the basic screen with an import vehicle data. We can say that we want to import this information here. It just puts it right in there for you. If we wanted to import the data and say this one was deleted and we're adding another one, you could go ahead and put the new information in here if it's not going to download. If it's going to download, you will want the download to go ahead and create that for you. You can see that it just puts that information in there. And of course, when you save it, you would want to put a description here that you were deleting something or adding something. And then you just save it, and of course batch print allows you to email it to the underwriter or the customer support people, and you could even send a copy to your client. You can use a BCC to your client to confirm that with your client. The same thing works with our generic change request, except it doesn't interact. So this is just a typing form. So if you have somebody like a broker or somebody that you just need to really draw a picture, and you don't want to use the commercial change request, you could simply just type it in here. And of course, make the description. And batch print. This works really well too. So change requests and so forth are available to you. One other area is our vehicle schedule. Just to let you know, like a renewal or something, we've got a vehicle schedule here that you might want to share with your client. So this vehicle schedule is just a list. Here's the choose vehicles again, and it will put the list of the vehicle in there. So that can be very handy too, and of course description and batch print work here. We also have something, every agency in the land uses something that they call a dummy invoice or a memo invoice. We have one already built into the system for you. You just type in invoice. We have two. One is the insurance invoice, and you can see it's fully editable just by right-clicking and changing the text. It looks like a nice invoice has been created, and of course you can put any kind of information here that you want. Put a note here that this might be a paid receipt, and of course go back and put your description in. And you can also batch print and email it to whomever would need this invoice. We also have something we call remarks. This can be used for narratives that you're going to create for submissions, because it's just simply another form along with the Accord forms. You can also use it for like a deck page for a bond limit. Since bonds are not really Accord-based or anything, you could create a little deck page with the bond limit and obligee. So lots of things about forms and applications can be used. Jennifer, do you have any questions at all about forms?
No, this looks good.
Jennifer, I hope you're really going to enjoy agency systems. Remember, we have other videos such as the Certificate of Insurance at mynewtoneducation.com.
Thanks so much, Melaine.
Have a great day.